All right, M3GAN. Okay, it's actually Megan, but just thought it was funny because a lot of the advertisements, it looks like there's a three instead of an E in Megan. I'm just gonna call it Megan. So Megan was directed by Gerard Johnstone and stars Allison Williams and Ronnie Chang. And it's about this woman who gets custody of her niece after her niece's parents die in a car accident. And since she can't handle raising her niece and doesn't really know how to raise a kid or really be a parent, she decides to pair her with her AI robot doll that she's been working on as a prototype to kind of be there for her when she's not really there. And the kid begins growing attached to this doll named Megan, and then Megan starts becoming a little too possessive, and we have a horror movie with another killer doll. So I was not looking forward to this movie for a lot of reasons. One, James Wan is a great director. His producing is more iffy. If you, his a lot of his producing is not as great as, in my opinion, as his directing. So that was a red flag. Another red flag was that it came out the first weekend in January, which in years past, that was always a sign that this was going to be one of the worst movies out there. And also, I was not really a big fan of the trailers. Like, I don't care about the dancing on TikTok. I just don't care about the dancing. The trailers did not impress me that much. So, I saw this movie last weekend, and honestly, it's not bad. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I enjoy it, but I don't think I enjoyed it as a horror movie. I enjoy it as a comedy mostly, but I still enjoyed it, I guess. So what works? Allison Williams, I thought she did a really good job in this movie, trying to be a parent at the same time, trying to be, trying to avoid being a parent. I thought her relationship with the kid actress played by Violet McGraw was really good. Violet McGraw, I thought she did a really good job too, especially like towards the middle of the movie when she's becoming more attached to Megan. And I thought that was really interesting. Ronnie Chang as Allison Williams' boss, I thought she was really good. I thought he was really good. I thought he was really funny, and I was surprised he would do a movie like this. If I'm being honest, Amy Donald, who does the movements for Megan, and also Jenna Davis, who does the voice of Megan, I thought they worked really well together. They were both in sync throughout the entire movie, and I thought they did a really good job together. And I said this movie isn't that scary, but it is pretty funny. There were times in this movie where I was laughing. Like, not because I thought they were doing anything like really bad or like it was so bad it's good, but it's just so outrageous at times that I just found myself laughing a lot. It was definitely a very campy movie, like the second trailer that kind of focused a lot on the dancing. Yeah, that's definitely more what this movie's like. So I kind of enjoyed that. And even though there's a lot of themes about how artificial intelligence is getting, more advanced and may take over the world one day, I feel like that's kind of a side theme to the movie, whereas a lot of the themes are about how we kind of depend on technology, how, children depend on technology as well, how we use technology to kind of use it as a distraction from like parenting. Like we see parents give their kids iPads to play with all the time, and that's supposed to distract them. There's a lot of talk about, not necessarily a lot of talk about that, but there's a lot of scenes that kind of divulge into that. So I think that was really well done. And I thought there were a lot of also, I thought there were a lot of really creative kills in this movie. I was surprised by a lot of them in this movie, but I'll talk about that. And I feel like the best way to describe this movie is, yeah, it's kind of aware of like what kind of movie it is, and I feel like it does a good job because it doesn't take itself too seriously, and for that reason, I think it's smarter than a lot of movies out there. So, what don't I like? Well, I don't like the fact that this movie's PG-13. Apparently, the movie was about to be rated R, and then when the dancing from the trailers went viral, they were like, we're going to get a lot of teens in the theater for this movie, so why don't we just kind of tone down the violence and kind of make it PG-13? Okay, I know there have been great scary movies that are PG-13, like The Ring, Signs, Quiet Place, Insidious. Um, but here, you can definitely tell that this movie was supposed to be rated R. Like, a lot of the kills, even though I thought they were pretty good, they were definitely pretty intense for a PG-13 movie. I'm like, that is crazy in this movie. Like, I'm not gonna explain like what some of the deaths are, but they are definitely uneasy. And so, yeah, just if you're going to take someone under the age of 13 to see this, yeah, just be warned that they're gonna be in for some pretty gruesome deaths. Also, I could have mentioned, even though I was laughing a whole lot, and even though it's supposed to be a horror movie, could have been scarier. A lot of the scares I kind of saw coming from like a mile away, and that was kind of disappointing. Also, I don't really like the whole, AI theme of this movie, where it's like AI is insane and it's gotten a lot crazier. And even though I think it's kind of done well, I feel like the whole overarching theme of AI has just kind of been done to death. And it's just on the back burner because it's more about parenting and more about our dependence on technology in general. And also, there's a couple storylines in this movie that I felt like could have been dropped. There's this whole storyline involving Ronnie Chang's assistant in this movie. You could have, and you would have saved it 5 minutes. It would have been just a 90-minute movie. Would have been fine. You didn't need that subplot. So, M3GAN, again, it's a movie that is aware of what it is. It's as smart as it can be, and for that, it's actually smarter than a lot of movies out there. The performances are really good. It's funny. It's campy. The themes do work for the most part, and I do think some of the kills are creative, but I kind of would have loved this movie more if it was rated R. And also, I would have just, if there was like a little tightening of the story, just drop some of those useless storylines, I think this movie would have been a lot better. So, I'll give M3GAN 3 out of 4 stars. See it. I think it's worth seeing, especially in a theater. So, what did you think of M3GAN? And, I don't know, what horror movies are you looking forward to this year? Comment down below, subscribe to the channel. This is Pat. Stay safe.